So I was a pretty big fan of the Turtles of Grayskull toy line. I thought it was a pretty fun idea. The crossover was really neat. A lot of the designs are really cool for the line, and seemingly it's done, unfortunately. It would have been cool if we got some more characters in it, so I thought, well, why don't I do some? So I made some customs based on that, and I premiered them at the Maryland Toy Expo, and normally I don't have so many people request to buy my customs. I just sell the pieces I make. So I know I have some people waiting on them. I decided to make some duplicates for them, so I need to document all the pieces I used. So I figured I might as well make a video going over them, and I can just discuss what all pieces were used for each figure, and it'll help me keep track. So we'll start with Usagi, who I made using a Prince Adam torso. I had to repaint the hands white. Legs are from Ninja, but anyone with black legs would do. The boot tops were from the Turtles of Grayskull Michelangelo, not for any particular reason, I just had them on hand. And I custom sculpted feet for him. I also custom sculpted the head, of course. This one ended up getting a small splash of green paint in his face, which dyed it somewhat. That's why it's mine. And the ears are actually a secondary cast piece with a small ball joint, so they do move around. And the swords I took from, I bought 2 Casey Jones figures for them. They're not super accurate, but hey, it was easy enough to get 2 swords. This is from a Splinter figure repainted blue, and this is from the Turtles of Grayskull Skeletor repainted blue. I could have used the Beastman there to see him sculpt. I didn't bother to paint the back because this is just my display one. Once again, I wasn't selling it to anybody. So I just had to save time. If you ever see me at a convention, and if I've ever seen kind of weird, it's because normally I'm up painting till like 2 a.m. before I do a show. Do you have these on display? So that was the first one. Then I'll go to Mona Lisa, who is built entirely on the Turtles of Grayskull April, because she just had a good base body, and this part lined up very well with, well, I assume it's meant to be like a belly color on her, but the finished toy makes it somewhat like a swimsuit. It's very odd. She has a custom head, and her hair is a separate piece, so once again, it's articulated in there. Her belt is a new piece, and the tail plugged into that, and that can also articulate for posing, and she has custom feet. I initially thought she should have bigger hands, and I was planning on using the Cartoon Collection Montana hands, but no, he only has 2 fingers, and she has 3, so we're just cheating and using the original April hands here. They're not super accurate, but you know, they work. I was really debating if she should have like a skirt piece hanging down here. It feels like it would be more in line with the style of the line, but I figured I'd just go with more cartoon accurate. She's got those cuffs she shouldn't have, but they go with her character fair enough. So she was a fairly easy one. And then this is probably the more bizarre choice. I made Irma, and it's mostly based on a Super Irma episode. Originally, I'd also wanted to make a custom chest piece for her based on that episode without this collar, so I could do the cape. I was probably going to reuse the cape from She-Ra, but I really just ran out of time, so I went with the Cartoon Collection Tila body. And it's almost entirely that, but she has Sorcerer's boots, which I might repaint to be darker to more match that design. She should probably have like the tiara piece that outfit has. I was debating if I want to do that. I went without just because I thought it would be better for just a general purpose Irma head if for any reason for that would come up. Her glasses came out a bit thicker than I'd like. Casting glasses in resin is infuriating, and this is about as thin as I could get. As you can see, there's a slight strand on this one. Once again, a display one. They're just hot glued attached to her face, actually. So there's a very small daub of hot glue on the back of her glasses, just connecting to her face. But I think she came out very well. Once again, the hair is a separate piece, so it's actually articulated. I imagine it'll be the least amount of calls for her, but I thought, well, it should be fun to have for a line. And then the last one, and probably the most, I would say, in-depth custom I've done, I made Mondo Gecko, including I made a board for him. So, the board is a whole cast piece. I made a design here based on like Master Universe design aesthetics for it. It's a hoverboard, obviously, because he's got to have that. His head is once again 2 pieces. His hair is a separate piece. It plugs into the back of his head. That mold failed and caught a bubble in the socket for his hair, so that was fun dremeling out each one of those. Otherwise, he's pretty much the entirety of the Turtles of Grayskull Michelangelo. This was a paint to paint over yellow. I went with, well, secondly, the cartoon design. This is more accurately based on the Shredder's Revenge design for one reason. He doesn't have any spikes on his tail. This is a Reptilax tail. I removed the spikes from repainted, so he also has a Reptilax waist I repainted. The boots are just made from a Clamp Champ and Anti-Turning He-Man boots to get black and red look going. And the armbands and knee pads are just reused from Superstars. I should probably have sculpted something here, or maybe possibly even reused the second Turtles of Grayskull Michelangelo knee pads would have been nicer. But that would have been a lot more to add to the project, and just wanted to get done at that point, and I think they work well enough. painted the armbands based on the Archie Comics design for his gloves. Thought that'd be a fun reference. And I think he came out pretty well. This is my first time I've ever actually cast pegs to plug feet into, and they work well. It holds very stiff. The board is light enough that I can just attach him to a stand and he can be flying. So, that was the first 4 Turtles of Grayskull customs I did. I might do more. Oh no, I killed Mona Lisa. Oh my gosh. But I'm rather pleased with them. I have some more ideas started. I sculpted a couple more heads. I just didn't get to them. I don't know how many I'll do, but it was a fun project. Hey, thanks for watching.